So in the breakout rooms, the school leadership teams work on the 5-year path that is becoming a California Gear Up school.
They're the facilitation, the professional development that we use, and so the teams are able to have conversations amongst themselves as well as share information with the other schools in the room. And so it's really all about the conversation.
We're trying to capture school leadership teams in the wild. What they're doing is working on creating a rigorous academic environment and a college-going culture. It's really hard work, so we don't want to disturb them. Come on. What the teams do is they create a collegial atmosphere where they can work with one another, discuss difficult topics, and really do the hard work that it is to create a college-going culture.
First of all day we're going to be asking for volunteers. What we'd like for you to do at each of your tables is to first introduce yourself and tell us what role you play on the leadership team, and then we'll have someone give us the information on your flag and hang it on the wall. With that being said, do I have any volunteers?
Hello, my name is Joni Sine, and I'm from Vista Middle School. I'm a secretary and site contact.
Principal of Vista Middle School. I've been in the district 12 years and at Vista for 7 weeks.
I'm Tana King and I teach 8th grade science.
Here's our flag. Here we are, Red Bluff, Northern California, 30 miles from Redding. Let's see, I guess we want to talk about some of the points that makes our school so special. A few of the things that make our school special are the clubs that we have on campus. And we have a dynamic group of staff members. One of the projects that I hold dear, I'm the garden coordinator, and it's a project that I work vigorously with. I really love it. Go ahead.
You should share the big news.
All right. Big news is last Friday, about 2 weeks ago, I got an email because I'm part of the Kids on the Move Michelle Obama's program online. I'm a subscriber, and they invited me to the White House to the fall garden tour. They invited me to sign to apply. So I applied and I described our garden program, and I got selected to attend.
As you can see, there's a wealth of information in the room, and we encourage you throughout the day to collaborate with each other and change phone numbers and email addresses. So if there's some information you'd like to find a little bit more about, please feel free to do so.
So we're here with Catherine, and we are actually using tools that were developed in 1999 or before.
Yes.
That have been adapted over the years, that now we've scaled to our statewide services across California, working in more than 300 schools since the beginning of the California Gear Up grant, taking these great ideas that started with a small group of committed researchers and educators, and now what we're doing is we're seeing that work in action. So we're really excited to have you here, and we're excited to see where our work can take us.
So the 6 dimensions of the college-going culture that form the basis of the SSAR were put together by our group. And my specific interests are the multicultural college-going identity. How is it that youth can build pathways to college without losing their ties to their cultural communities and their families and peers? And then the SSAR is the measure that was built on those 6 dimensions. So what's touching for me today is to see how you all have used this in opening the academic pipeline for students all these years. And it's a special joy just to see this happening.
So Gear Up is not a program, it's a process. So if you're old school, you're used to coming to institutes and trainings and getting a binder and you walk away with a binder. We don't do that. We give you tools, services, and skills. We also give you space, right? In this space, you create trust and you create common understanding, and you create really high-level communication where you can kind of push your school, you can kind of set forth a direction for the school itself. You talk about really difficult to talk about items and conversations with the trust and the space that you've created for each other, it'll take the full 5 years. The expectation is not to have it figured out by the end of today, by the end of tomorrow, next week, next year. It's to be very conscious of the fact that this is a process. You work on these tools, you have these conversations, and they get deeper and they get deeper, and the work gets harder and harder as you realize what the impact can be at your school and within